We celebrate today the memory of one of the greatest minds in the Catholic Church, the patron saint of theologians, the patron saint of philosophers, known as the angelic doctor. He was a Dominican priest. There is so much to say about Thomas Aquinas in a short homily. That is why we cannot say everything about him. But probably some highlights of his life. Thomas Aquinas is not only famous for his writings, he is also famous for his holiness. And if there is one thing that we can learn from him, especially our seminarians, is that we should never stop striving for holiness, and we should never stop learning. Holiness and learning. Education is a lifelong process. Education does not end after graduation. We have to take our studies more seriously, spend regular time for reading, for writing, and for prayer. We have to take advantage of the excitement and joy of discovery as if we are in search of fine pearls under the deep blue sea. Thomas Aquinas was born toward the end of the year 1226 to a noble family in Aquino in central Italy. He was the son of Landulf, the Count of Aquino, who, when Thomas was just 5 years old, placed him under the care of the Benedictines of Monte Cassino. The teachers of Thomas were surprised at the progress young Thomas made because he surpassed all his fellow pupils in learning, and he surpassed all his peers and friends in the practice of virtue. When Thomas became of age to choose his state of life, Thomas renounced the things of this world, and he resolved to enter and to join the Dominicans, the order of preachers, in spite of a very strong opposition from his family. And in 1243, at the age of 17, Thomas joined the Dominicans at Napoli, or at Naples in Italy. My dear brothers and sisters, after making his profession of vows at Naples, Thomas studied at Cologne in Germany under the celebrated Saint Albert the Great, and in Cologne he was nicknamed the dumb ox because he was a very silent person, but at the same time his size was big. He was huge in size, but he was really a brilliant student. At the same time, Thomas also began to publish his first works, and after 4 years, he was sent to Paris. He was already a Dominican priest, and at the age of 31, Thomas received his doctorate. But probably some other things that we can learn from Thomas is that he did not only excel in holiness, he also excelled in learning. He did not only write hefty tomes characterized by brilliance of thought and lucidity of language, but he often preached, and with greatest fruit. And Pope Clement IV offered him the Archbishopric of Naples, but Thomas refused, and he left the great monument of his learning. And the theologians and the philosophers, the seminarians, I'm sure are familiar with the name Summa Theologica, considered as the towering examples of Catholicism in the sense of broadness, universality, and inclusiveness. Probably another thing that we can mention about him is that Thomas is known as the patron of Catholic schools, theologians, and philosophers. He also authored several Catholic hymns, some of which we still sing in our liturgy, like Adoro te, devote, O salutaris hostia, tantum ergo, and Pange lingua. May the example of Thomas inspire us to strive for holiness and to love learning. Amen.